Yeah, I'm ready. Mm, mm, mm.
Welcome back to another episode of Who All Gonna Be There podcast, the
Yeah.
place where you get to be an exclusive member to our very entertaining group chat.
Congratulations.
And it's your favorite duo, J Rock in the building. You know how we do.
Mm.
And y'all, we survived a hurricane. We survived.
Hurricane's coming. Hurricane's coming.
Literally, we had the winds, the lightning, the rain, all of it in between. So we gotta catch y'all back up. We left where we left y'all off at, which was episode 9. So we gotta start from 10. So before the clouds break, before the storm arrives, we gotta tell y'all how we got to the storm. Whew. Trees, they ready? Because we wasn't ready when it all happened.
Ready. Okay, listen. We gonna pop it off, right? The beginning of episode 10 is when Ariana come in, right? Girl, let me give a shout out to Ariana in this episode because baby, the outfits be outfitting. Okay, she was wearing that outfit. Let me just put that out there because I said, girl. Anyways, she comes in and she lets everybody in the villa know that there's about to be a vote. Ooh, what's gonna happen? And they're like, all right, we're gonna do a recoupling. The bombshells come to the front. Bombshells come to the front. Everybody thinking, same old, same old. She said, now we about to switch it up today. And we let America pick who the bombshells are coupling up with. Everybody say, oh. The first jaw drop at that point, right? So of course, they bring Jalen up first. Of course, everybody picked Jalen. Look, Martino got BB on my mind, so I'm already giving a couple names. Jalen, they put him with Olandria, right? Yeah. Cool. All right, whatever. Wasn't like crazy shocking. Then Pepe. Who they putting with Pepe? Hannah. Cool. Whatever. Next. Charlie looking like, damn, man, whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna get my girl back. They had a really good conversation. They had a really good conversation right before
that. You want to talk about all of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I guess I could have did that flipped, but whatever. I'm gonna get to the juicy part. And then of course the jaw-dropping moment was when Ariana says that Jeremiah is now paired with Iris. When I tell you, everybody said, what?
Except for Ace. Ace bust out laughing.
Ace laughing. Olandria is talking about America messy. Y'all messy.
Trying to hide her laugh too. She ain't slick. She was like this.
She was. Hood over there like, what what is going on? But anywho, I guess we can backtrack. You want to do the backtrack?
I'll backtrack for us.
Backtrack.
Just a little bit. So before all that, y'all, the people was on Sunshine and Rainbows for the most part because they had a little challenge before then where, they had a little kissing cabin going on. You got people trying to figure out if they really with the bombshells or not.
The Bieber.
The Bieber cabin. Yes. And, people are still reeling from the bombshells coming in. So they still trying to figure out like who gonna be a problem for real and who not gonna be an issue. And so, of course, we know that whole Iris and Ace, they had a little thing going on. So that was a little confusing to us because we like, now Ace, you playing with our girl Shelly or not? Because you all having these good old conversations with Iris. And you talking about you want to maybe explore that. And I'm not sure how I felt about that because I'm like, no, you need to, stick with that. But one of the most important things that happened was Hannah and Pepe. It was like as soon as he got there, they lips was locked.
And listen, I'm gonna be real, okay? And I wrote this in my notes, whatever episode I put it on. Hannah right now is playing one of the best versions of Love Island. She's literally on Love Island doing what you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It is still early, you know. Yeah, I like Charlie, but let me see if Charlie what I really want. Pepe, what y'all taste like? You know what I mean? I'm not even mad at her because homegirl wasn't even like, I ain't playing. She got on his and she said, let me see what's going on over here in Pepe's Island. So I ain't even mad. But go ahead.
And this is multiple times. So this ain't even the first time. We talked about the first time. This was again. She was going with him again, and this was happening, right? And so Charlie felt some type of way about it. He felt some type of way about it. And over the course of, you know, leading up to what Therese mentioned earlier with the switch, it was kind of like he was starting to lose his screws. He was starting to lose his screws because when we got to the Beaver Challenge, I'm just tell y'all about the Beaver Challenge. So the girls on one side, the boys on one side. The boys have to go and chop down a piece of the tree.
I didn't know what that was so unnecessary. What is this? Who came up with this game? I was like, I don't even know what's really going on.
It was so silly. They have to chop down a piece of a tree. Then they have to name. This is, I love the question. This is the messy stuff I like. They make the board. They say, who you think is bored with their current partner? Choose this person. Who you think, you know, has the weakest connection with their partner? Questions like that. And so they choosing and choosing. And once they choose somebody, the girl have to get on top of them while they like do it like a seesaw, and they be slamming back on them while they cutting a piece of log underneath them. And then, like Ty mentioned, they have a kissing cabin. So once they get done with that, they go to the little log. I really don't understand the purpose of the log part of the challenge. It was a waste.
So they can be in some kind of sexual position to insinuate something. You know.
And then they go and pick a bear or beaver out of the basket, and whoever's name is on there, that's the girl they have to go into the kissing cabin to kiss. And like Ty said,
Olandria at this point.
The Olandria cabin, because when I tell you every single person picked her except for like 2 or 3.
Boy, she was getting picked one after another. I said, okay, girl, get us girl some lip tap.
And so a lot of people were surprised that people were actually going in there and actually kissing. I mean, they was kissing Olandria down. Didn't nobody
was it Olandria and Jeremiah? I said
he was kissing her neck. He was like, I'm gonna have fun with this.
Okay.
And Huda, they kissing for real.
She was all in the like, girl, give it.
First, it was her back. She broke her back to look at the girl kissing her when they was tied up. Then she broke her neck this episode to see what was going on in the cabins.
This only gonna be funny for so long. Like, okay, we get it.
So they do that whole little challenge, and it was interesting to see who played the game, who was, you know, being funny with it. Taylor was, of course, hating it because all the people was seeing his, you know, kissing his girl, whatever. And on top of all that, we like, bruh, when is you gonna do something for her? You keep talking about this your girl, but what are we doing? You're not doing anything.
Listen, Huda and Jeremiah, they are a lot, right? So in this episode, they do talk about Huda tells Jeremiah, like what Eric say, you need to do more. You need to do more. Everybody's doing this, doing that. I say, see, that's your problem.
You worried about
everybody else. Okay. You have to realize everybody's relationship is different, right? So of course, pancake thing get brought up. Oh Lord, I said Huda hate to see. I know a pancake hate to see Huda coming because Lord Jesus, we get it, okay? And she don't slam this pancake like thing, which of course is not necessarily about the pancake, but Lord girl, leave the pancakes alone. But Jeremiah even talks about like him having the conversations with Huda. He said that he revealed that he's been in therapy for 2 years. And you can tell he's trying to work on his like the way he reacts and his I guess how he copes with things in the villa or whatever. So whatever Huda she was doing, it made him come back to the realization. Remember in therapy you talked about this, Jeremiah. So I know she is stressing that man out. But they did get into a little tiff. because he said that he had the conversation with Iris. And he said, yeah, I had talked to Iris saying, she had pulled him for a chat and was like, yeah, just because me and Huda have like an off day, I'm not gonna, go look at the next pretty girl that walks by. Huda immediately said, what? It's like that's when a hurricane hit. And at first I was like, I jumped back like, girl, what'd he say? Like,
I was confused.
She was like, no, you don't ever bring our drama, whatever we go through, to anybody else. Which
is right. She right.
But Huda, y'all don't go together
at all.
Y'all don't. No. I could even have an argument if y'all both agreed that y'all were closed off, whatever. She really be jumping down Jeremiah's throat for no reason. Like, and he didn't even say nothing back. That's literally verbatim what said. Like, yeah, we might have had an off day, but we still cool. She just skated right over all of the, like, he curved Iris. He curved her.
Yeah.
And Huda just saw, you telling this one about my business. You da. She started cussing him out and child, whatever.
Yeah. And so outside of that being one of the bigger plots of the last few episodes, so we said earlier how, Charlie was mad looking at Hannah potentially have a stronger connection with Pepe or starting to build a connection with Pepe. And so he went and talked to her about it, and he was like, no, I'm good. You can have a chat. You can chat with who you want to do that. That's cool. And so he wasn't cool though, because he then goes and pulled Iris for a chat and start talking to her about absolutely nothing. They were just having regular casual conversation. And Hannah gets upset. She's like, I've been the one pulled. He went and pulled her. That's the difference, which it is. But so she was kind of getting a little upset in her feelings that he pulled Iris for a chat. And then she goes with Pepe again, and he decides he's gonna go talk to Amaya, which was so weird and so out of the blue. He was like, I just want to know if you're open to exploring anything, because I'm trying to, if she exploring, then I want to explore. And Amaya was like, that mean that no, like that's exactly what she grabbed.
Not Pepe, Charlie.
Charlie, yes, Charlie. Charlie pulls Amaya. Yeah. And so she pretty much grabbed his hand and she like, no, baby.
She's so dramatic.
That's my girl. I'm not gonna.
And I'm like, Amaya, fam, you don't know these people.
Exactly.
Unless you're just not attracted to him or you don't feel a chemistry, then I could understand the curve. So maybe she was just like, I don't want to feel him, so I had to come up with an excuse. Whatever, that's cool. Yeah. But like, fam, nobody on that island as of now has decided to be closed off, is what they call it. So have a conversation with that man.
Right.
You and Hannah are not friends.
Because
listen, Hannah don't know you.
And here's my thing. I get it. She's trying to stick up for her and all that stuff like that. But my thing was like, you're gonna be out this village soon, because I'm still new to this. But one thing I do know is you need to have a couple to stay in the game. You got to be coupled up with somebody. And Ace is not going to choose you, and you're not going to choose him if the recoupling happens. So your best bet is to start branching out, which we'll talk about that later coming up for the latest episode. And so they had this conversation. And so she's tearing up because he was like, yeah, you effed up. I messed up. I can't believe I did this. I'm just, she was being a voice of reason.
Shout out to Charlie catching that curve early. Because some men, listen, some men don't get it. Okay? And they just keep persisting. He was just like, all right, cool. I said, get on out of there, Charlie.
And pretty much she was like, yeah, it was just too much. So she started crying. But she was being a voice of reason. She was just like, you're being emotional. You're acting on your emotions. And I'm like, so true. He really was. He saw his girl being spun around by another girl. So he's acting off impulse. He's not thinking logically. He's thinking emotionally. And so goes.
But then again, Charlie is doing what he is supposed to do on the basis of the show. If the person that you are courting in the show is expressing interest over here, she already told you they was kissing in the back. Why are you doing that? Let me go see if there's anything else I want to look at. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even mad at Charlie. But go ahead.
Yeah. Ty said Amaya is the other side of the Huda coin. Low key, we was just talking about her last week.
Yes, 100%.
So Amaya is not out of here scot-free, because we know how she can get. And so she goes and cries to Hannah and tells Hannah what he just did. And then Hannah, this is an important conversation, which had us blown away by the vote, because we're going to get to the vote after this, because that's the most important thing. She tells Hannah that what Charlie did, and Hannah was like, oh, wow, that is so crazy. And I like Pepe and all that. And, you know,
like she
is sexy, it's all this. It's wonderful, but she was like,
annoys me.
Listen,
she do real bad.
Not too much on. Mary said not too much on Amaya.
I'm about to be real much on her.
Especially this episode. We're gonna get off of her, but we got the next 5-ish minutes is gonna be heavy on her. And so she's telling her this. Hannah's telling Amaya this, that she liked what she got with Pepe. It's new, it's fun, it's hot. But what I have with Charlie, it's on a romantic level. It's something that I never have. I never experienced that outside. And so I really love what we got, despite how, my tongue been down Pepe's throat and his been down mine. What me and Charlie got is something much deeper. She tells Amaya this. I need y'all to know this. She tells Amaya this. Then her and Charlie have a heart-to-heart where they confess how much they really care about each other, how they didn't really say they closed off, but they pretty much was like, you know what? I just want you. It's you. And forget what everybody else is doing. Forget whoever else comes in here. Like, yeah, I may kiss here, kiss that, but I don't even want nobody kissing me no more. She said, you're the only one I want kissing me. Unfortunately, she didn't have enough time to tell the people that they had this conversation. Nobody else can verify this conversation because that's when Ariana
come out. Yep.
And I'm sorry, I didn't like that dress.
I thought she was wearing it.
I didn't like it. It was
what?
So weird.
I thought she was wearing that thing. Now, would I ever wear that? No. Even if I had the body, it's not my style. But was she wearing it? She was wearing it. I'm sorry.
She did wear it.
Body was looking sick in that dress, so I'll give it to that. I'll give it to her.
And so that's when Ariana come in and she let them know everything that Trish just told y'all earlier about how America split them up, put the couples with everybody else. So you want to pick up, or do you want me to continue?
Yeah. So after they pair off, all the dramatics come out. That's when it now comes down to Taylor and Charlie are the two singles that are left, right? Taylor and Charlie.
Huda too.
Yes.
Huda
too. And Huda. I don't forgot about her that fast. And then Huda, right? So they go and do their votes, blah blah blah, and of course it comes down to Charlie leaving. It was really crazy because how did the votes go?
It was a perfect 3-2 vote. So 3-2-1 vote. So Taylor got 1 vote from Austin.
Yeah.
Huda got 2 votes from Nick and Ace. And then the girls all voted for
Charlie.
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 Charlie. Yeah, the girls voted for Charlie. The surprising vote for me was Amaya, because your friend just told you
messy.
What had happened between them two. Like, yeah, me and Pepe was this and this and that, but Charlie is the one I'm romantically involved with. That's who I want. So for you to then go, based off the last couple of days and what just happened a few minutes ago, I have to vote you out, Charlie. No, you didn't. You actually didn't.
Amaya was like, you come between my friendship, girl. I don't know, Amaya, what she was doing with that vote, but whatever. I don't know.
But I will say this. Nick and Ace was not playing. When they voted for Huda to go home, they laid it on. They was like, you supposed to come here and explore these people. And y'all, I'm sick of these people sitting up here attached to one another. Huda, you gotta go.
Yep. So that pretty much leads us into the next episode. So we coming back after the vote.
Hannah crying, like Charlie went off the war.
Hannah thing, Charlie going off the war. I mean, I don't know what today's climate likely. But that's another podcast.
But really no.
Listen, I wonder if they know what's going on in the world. They are in Fiji right now. Like, do they get access to the internet? I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Not whatever, but that's another story for another time. But they come back out the vote, and yeah, Hannah's crying. She think Charlie going off to war. The boys are gay. I love that they're having this conversation like the girls aren't right there. Like that tripped me out. And I like that they are literally this far apart. And then I can't remember who it was. Somebody was like, "Huda, close your ears."
Yes, they told her to close her ears. And she
I was hollering. I said, "Oh my gosh, that was so funny." But Ace is over there saying, like, listen, I don't know what y'all got going on, but somebody's scamming. I don't know if he was calling Huda the scammer, Jeremiah the scammer, but somebody's scamming at this point. And they were going back and forth. Nick was saying, this girl putting hickeys on your neck and marking you. Ace was like, you don't think that's weird, fam?
That's toxic. That's toxic.
I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be real. Leaving hickeys on somebody after the age of like 17 is crazy. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Like, you gotta grow up a little bit. And she 1000%, knowing what we know about her, she 1000% did that on purpose.
Also, I didn't mention this because it really wasn't important because she brought it up, and it's like, why did you even bring that up unprovoked? So before this is another why this made it even more messy, because her and Jeremiah slept together the night before, because she told the girls, "Oh yeah, we finally did the do." They were like, "Oh, give us details," and she was like, "Oh no, I don't want to tell you any details." Then why bring it up?
Let me go back on that. They had slept together again.
Oh,
because Jeremiah. I don't want to say he slipped up, but you know, they getting fast forward into another conversation they had. I don't know how close it was, but they definitely had sex in the first week, because when they had that little conversation about being friends, he said, yeah, maybe we moved too fast in the first week. And we shouldn't have. So again, is what she right, and she tried to say that. So Iris could hear, hey, you heard that?
Right. He knocking me down at nighttime. Yeah.
Listen, by all means, get off. Okay, I don't have no problem with that. Okay, but like, fam,
not with them cold sores going around.
Listen, at this point, they might as well enjoy themselves because it's there. And even when they was doing their vote, it's like they zoomed in on all they like little lips, and I was like, damn, y'all getting beat up out there.
I mean, red lip, cold sore left to the left, cold sore to the right, like so bad.
They got a lot going on. Poor Alondra, because she been kissing on all them.
All them. I don't know how that baby ain't sick.
Girl, all them got it. Well, let me see where we at.
So with the Ace conversation,
I can't remember. Go ahead.
Oh, Ace running the ship, a tight ship. Captain Ace.
Oh yeah,
Captain Ace is running a tight ship on this island, baby. He's putting the people in order. He is telling it like it is.
Ace the daddy of the island. He is.
Yes, they do have a Whataburger where I live. Mary, we live in the South, baby. They're plentiful around here.
So that's a Whataburger on every street. By me, every other street you turn is a Whataburger.
Facts.
But you know that's Texas.
And so he's over here giving out direction. You got Austin and Jeremiah. I don't even know why he's even upset. He's letting you involve him, and he's standing up all passionate.
Austin was in his safety bag. I said, oh. He really showed his true because he do not like Ace, because he's like, oh, Ace over there with his little crew. He recruited
but
the
he can't be mad because you basically voted your best friend out the house, because didn't nobody tell you to vote for Taylor? That was stupid. He voted for Taylor when nobody was voting Taylor out. And mind you, I told Treese this low key, based on everything, we were going off connection and strength of connection based on Charlie, Huda, and Taylor. Taylor honestly should have been one booted out. But the boy got social game. Nobody wants to send a best friend home. And Treese, you mentioned that I guess he a barber on the island. So of course the boys ain't gonna send the barber home. We need the barber.
I wouldn't. Because let it be somebody on the island that know how to do a good slick back. You know what I'm saying? Sis, come on. Don't let them know how to braid. Hey, we need about 3 hours. Give us some time production. Then you like really in there. But I really appreciate Nick and Ace standing on business, because normally in these shows you got one person that's like, but the fact that they came together like, nah, fam, he ain't lying. I was like, I was so into it. I was like, okay, at least they saying it with their chest. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get rid of me, stand by it. And they did.
Yeah, they did. They told Jeremiah what it was, what it ain't. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, are y'all for real right now? Y'all supposed to be my homies. I guess I ain't got no more friends anymore here. And I was just like, wow, it was a lot. And then we move into Ace again. Like I said, Captain Ace.
Captain Ace.
He is having a conversation with the boys. He said, "Listen up, fellas. I got something to tell y'all. Breakfast is the bare minimum now. So if you want these ladies, y'all need to start stepping it up. Y'all need to show them that you here for them, giving them the effort. You need to be listening to them. What are they telling y'all that they want and need? That's what y'all need to be doing." And Taylor was like, "Well, what else can we do on the island, Dad? Like, Captain, sir, tell me what to do." He's like, "Get creative. You need to be listening. Are you listening to what she's telling you? You see this other dude over here, you gonna get your woman taken. So you better be doing what you're supposed to do."
And you know what they did?
Did what they were supposed to do.
That's exactly what they did. They fell right on in line. They really did.
Mary does not like Ace and Nick, but listen, us Big Brother fans,
like Ace and Nick,
BB Island, we love BB Island. We
for my entertainment needs, I like them.
Ace being
would not date neither one, but for my TV pleasure, they are entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And then we get Taylor breaking away. He having a conversation with Taylor. Well, I guess it's kind of happened. This happened after the date, huh? Because when they set up the dates for the what you call them, bombshells, that was kind of after that, right? That was this episode, right?
Oh, the only part we missed before this after they, everybody figured out the votes and the recoupling, Huda was in the shower. I can't remember who was next to her, but she was calling Jeremiah bitch, saying,
yeah.
And of course, he happened to be right there, and he heard the whole thing. He said, "My husband would never." And Jeremiah was like, "Oh, I guess that crushed his soul." Yeah. So that was a whole big thing, and that was the start of the name calling that definitely got to Jeremiah.
Because that same night, because he was pretty much, she was like, "You should." She telling other people, "If you was my man, you should have been came up here and look." And she not listen. Everybody, the news was kind of, it's so weird because they was like, "Well, she not wrong, bro. Like you should have went to go check on her. She almost went home."
This is how I feel. I agree. She's not wrong, but also in the same sense, like Jeremiah just got ganged up on. Like, fam, you didn't go check up on him either. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that he thought he was cool with, and you can tell like that whole conversation, like Jeremiah was like, "Damn, like y'all kind of coming at me." You know what I'm saying? And you ain't check up on him either. So I feel like both of y'all in this situation have to just agree to be like, "Dang, we should have just checked on each other." We,
exactly.
But we was just both stressed. And Huda is acting like this is why I can't give Huda any credit in that part, because Huda is acting like Jeremiah picked Iris. Jeremiah specifically said, "America, vote me with Iris." You know what I'm saying? I was like, he had zero control of this. Zero.
Yeah, and so it's just weird because it's like they're going back and forth, and neither one of them is seeing that you're not doing everything you're supposed to be doing, and the other person ain't doing what they're supposed to, but y'all not listening to what the other person is saying. So it's hard because they both be right, but they also both be wrong.
Yeah.
At the same time.
So then that's when the next morning the bombshells get text to wake up they people, which is Olandria, Jeremiah, who else got picked? Hannah. They are going on dates, right? So and then what Huda standing at the front of the bed trying to look over, and she wake up Taylor.
And she poked him in the head. They went on a date.
They took him on a date. I know Taylor like, okay. Like, girl, I was asleep.
Right. He didn't know he was dreaming or not.
Because he mentioned it earlier. He said, "Man, that girl woke me up out of my sleep." Like, you couldn't have waited another hour? Shoot, they'd be waking us up early.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the funniest thing. First of all, that's that Big Brother gimmicky stuff that I thought was so funny because like y'all got a text and everybody else didn't wake up. We know they told y'all act like y'all sleep.
Yep.
Everybody go back to bed. Type deal.
That's exactly what it said.
But yeah, that was funny. So they gone getting ready for their little day or whatever on the boat to the beaches and
it was cute or
whatever. These dates, how did you feel about the dates? They felt awkward to me.
I fast forward through. Okay, so Alondria and Jalen, they was getting massages. Fast forward through that. I was like, all right, that's cool. Pepe and Hannah, I'm be real, I don't even know what they did. I completely skipped over them.
They was,
but I did look at a little bit of the conversation that Iris and Jeremiah had. And Hannah talks about, not Hannah, Iris does talk about that with Huda earlier when she pulls her, but we can get to that. But basic dates, it was cute or whatever. But
and Huda back home, I don't give a. You don't give so many that you didn't gave them all.
You stupid.
Because you clearly care. You going around slamming stuff on the ground, pouting and frowning, and clearly you upset about it. Yep. And so they come back from their dates, and everybody's like, "Ooh, what happened? What happened? What happened?" And of course, she wants to figure out, get to the bottom of it, and she pulls Iris for a chat.
Wait, no. Before she pulled Iris, though.
True. Go ahead.
She listens. We get an iconic gift that I cannot wait to use all Big Brother season. She in the corner like this.
Yes, the boys. Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm using that gift all Big Brother season. Whenever I gotta hear something sneaky. But Jeremiah was telling the boys, like, you know, and I kind of felt Jeremiah in this moment because Nick was like, so, like, he was saying that the date with Iris was cool. You know, he's gonna be open to having a conversation with her or whatever. And Nick was kind of like, okay, so just because Huda called you a bitch, like, are you gonna just like skip out on her? Like, what are we gonna do? And I think Nick was on that vibe because right before that he had a conversation with Huda, and it was a good conversation. You know, she was just like, "No, we're cool. I'm not mad at you." He was like, "Hey, I'm just let you know you intimidate me a little bit because I know she's scary." But they did have like a good little conversation.
Ace too. I forgot that
our friendship. Go ahead.
Her and Ace had a good conversation too when she called herself trying to tell him that he was the mom. He was like, oh, "Okay, and my mom was too. I understand that.
Cool.
Don't care. But I just want you to know where I'm coming from. Like, I'm just trying to help make sure you ain't just putting all your eggs in one basket. All this love bombing mess, I ain't here for it. You shouldn't be here for it either. Right.
So she overhears them chatting about that or whatever. And Nick is like, basically like, so you just off Huda? Like, you just gonna be off? Huh?
He said, Huda cooked,
right? And then, of course, Huda, she's listening. At that point, she was just like, you can be off me. Do whatever you want to do. And then she walked off.
Lied. Then she lied so quick. She went over to the other group. I can't remember who was all in that group, but she was like, I can't believe him. He gonna sit up here and talk about he don't want to do.
Oh, that's what she said. Explore. She said, by all means, explore. And F you. I was just like, fam, you just take it a little bit.
I just overheard him say he don't want to be with me no more. He ain't trying to.
He didn't say that.
He didn't say that.
He didn't confirm at all. Like, Nick even asked, like, are you off Huda? Unless we missed it, fam, he didn't even say that.
Yeah, he was like, he ain't interested in get to know her no more. Like, that's all she twisted his words up and down like a pretzel. And then that's when you right. Then that's when she pulled Iris.
Yeah, so go ahead and talk about Iris.
So she had like, what was going on? What y'all have? What was the date like? And she was like, yeah, we had a good little date. We really, just getting to know each other. Wasn't nothing serious. Where y'all had a date at? It was on the beach. Perfect. My dream date. And he knows that.
And I'm like, Huda,
production.
Jeremiah did not plan this date. You are on a show. She made it seem like, yeah, how could he? He knew that was my date, and he went out of his way, went to Walmart, got roses, put them on the beat. Like, girl.
But wait, why she acting like production didn't shut down a whole water park for her and Jeremiah?
Hey, production is I can't remember, somebody said in the comments that production is they are fueling Huda. They are definitely fueling her. They like giving us some
I think Mary said that earlier.
Yeah.
They definitely
I agree.
And so, Ty said, I think Huda lies fast because she don't listen for real. She mad and distorting what she's hearing or hearing what she wants to hear. Clock it. That's so true. And so that blow up, and she let him know, and everybody like, oh wow, he took her on that date. Like, he didn't do that. Production did.
Yeah.
So they having that little squabble. And what happened next? Because it was so much to go on between.
That's interesting. After that, Huda and Jeremiah do eventually go and they sit and have another conversation.
Mhm.
Hood, of course, brings up the pancake thing again. Jeremy like, God damn, this pancake. Blah, 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 whatever. They have a conversation. Hood takes something out of proportion, an argument. She walks off, whatever.
Mhm.
Whatever. Irrelevant conversation, just blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, right? So then the next thing that happens, we see Amaya and Austin get a little flirty. Like, this is the first time we seeing them really, like, I think they had that kiss back in the Gap, like when she was first like the bombshell, and we didn't really see them messing around because Austin is like fully on Shelly or whatever. And so they got like a little flirtation going on. I was like, okay, whatever, something to keep the eye on or whatever. But we saw like Austin is kind of going back and forth because he's really feeling Shelly.
But is he?
I'm not. Yeah,
because
I think he's attracted to Shelly. Like,
because
do he want to like be in a relationship with her? No. But I think you have a conversation with Shelly and you just like her. Like,
because every time we see him having a conversation with Shelly, it's like right after Ace then pulled her from day. So Ace had her doing some more yoga, or they did the ping pong and pancakes. They did everything they doing. Is like every time after they do something, here come Austin pulling up with her. Like, I'm sick of this love triangle, but I'm really feeling her. And then he tells Shelly, like, every time I have a conversation with you, I really think I like you even more. But you're not doing anything. She's saying, like, well, Ace is showing me some things, and that's why I like Ace. I like y'all for two different reasons. But Ace is showing me. What are you showing her? Nothing. You are giving her absolutely nothing. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have freaking Taylor and Alandria. They go for a chat. Obviously, he trying to check on. He knew about the whole massage thing. She's like, "Oh, you already knew about that? I didn't even tell you yet. I'll go tell you." And so they talk about their connection and how they feel like they good and they solid. But she tells him something important. She's like, "Well, y'all are two different men. Whereas we connected more mentally, his is more physical, the connection, he always tells me how beautiful I look and how good he thinks I am, how good he thinks I look and all that stuff. I'm gorgeous and this, I look good in that, and you don't really do that. Are we listening, Taylor? You don't really do that, but our connection, I just feel like we have it is more mental and which is what I like, because that's different than what I'm used to. But I feel like there's gems to be had, because since y'all do have this quote unquote that we don't really get to see because everybody else gets screen time, this mental connection that y'all have that's so strong, now you should know that you should be adding those words of affirmation points and telling her how good she looks. But you know what he do? He thinks writing T+O with a heart, that's something in the sand.
He a kid. He's just acting very kiddish to me. Alandria does tell him, like, in that moment, like, I really do like you. So it's like, damn, this is that moment to grab her by her face and stick your tongue down her throat.
Well,
so,
after this last episode,
I
don't like how they kiss. I don't like how
Taylor. Okay, Alandria be kissing crazy. She be like, ah. But like you can, I feel like Taylor be giving like a little pet, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he's not really like into it, but that could just be his personality. Could just not be comfortable around the camera. So I'm trying to still give him a little bail, but he got to next week to like get it together.
So you see, his friend came out and said that you saw what his friend said. Like he's kind of shy in front of the camera. He don't kissing on camera is not something that he really is kind of comfortable doing for the most part, and he's shy. He takes things slow and all of that stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I can kind of see it, but I need him to do something. You need to do something,
right?
Show our girl that you are truly interested in her. Do y'all think Alandria actually means what she's saying, or waiting for the next person? For some reason, I believe her, because the girl said if Taylor wasn't here, she would pack up and leave too. Huh? Have you lost your mind?
You know what I think? I think both. I do think that she likes him, but I think she's also open, just like she went out on that date. And you know what I'm saying? I think she's open to like, hey, I need you to know I like you, so you need to put in the work, because I've already told you how I felt. And if you're not gonna do that, and that the next person comes and does something better than you, or I have a better connection with them, you gonna be out the door. So I definitely, I feel like it's a little bit of both. Like, I do feel like she genuinely likes him, Do I think Taylor likes Olandria? I don't know. I
It's
mean,
so hard to read
I'm
him.
still like rocky on that. Like, I could at this point. It's like, do you just want to stay on the show until the next person comes or whatever?
Because the very first
So,
thing
I
he
don't
do
know.
when he wake up in the morning is go wake up Ace. He go to Captain Ace's bed and wake him up. That's the first thing he do in the morning.
I feel like he give Ace more tea about Olandria than he gives Olandria herself. Like, fam.
And somebody else said that too. I can't remember. They was like, because he too busy with the bros instead of going and trying to find romance with Olandria. I'm like, that is so true. Every time I look up, he with the boys, chilling and playing around.
Yep.
And you need to be going to be with your girl like everybody else be trying to be.
Oh yeah, they definitely got lines.
So he needs to really start showing us something.
Right.
And figuring out, because it's like he is so young and he feels like a lost puppy. Like when he asks Ace, what am I supposed to do? Get creative. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Do something.
Yeah, that line's gonna definitely make it to the end.
Do something.
So, moving on to the next part. Jeremiah and Hood will have another conversation, of course. Jeremiah tells Huda that Iris isn't his type. And Huda is going off on Jeremiah saying,
"You slept in the bed with her." My back was turned.
Like, and I tweeted it. I was like, "Do you want him playing Survivor? She want him sleeping out there with the bugs, the rats, and the heat." Fam, I'm sleeping out there, and it is a perfectly good bed right here. Just because you sleep in the bed next to somebody don't mean you got to be hugging and touching and kissing.
She want him on the couch.
She do. Like, whatever. And he just rolled his little eyes or whatever. They argue back and forth. Hurricane Huda is back in action. At this point, like, Huda runs off and she's just venting to whoever is around. Taylor and Nick are looking like,
this don't make no
they
sense.
are so over it. They like, and they even cut the Taylor. He just like, I'm tired of this. Like, are we gonna keep? Like, is she gonna keep like doing all this hollering? Like, at this point, it's really unnecessary.
It's bothering everybody else. At this point, people are starting to wear thin with her, in her tantrums and just everything that's going on between her and Jeremiah, because it's like one moment y'all doing all this, and then we act like y'all gonna get back together. Because then they had that one conversation when it looked like it was going good, and it turned south very, very, very quickly. I don't know if that's the conversation you were talking about just yet, but it's just like so much is going on. This back and forth. We're tired. We the people are tired. America, what did we do? Like, yes, we wanted the mess, but it's almost like we added extra stress into the game because Huda
is absolutely crazy. I'm sorry. She is great TV though.
She is great TV, but it's like almost as if she's just not stable enough for this game. I'm not giving a mental diagnosis like some people are doing. I'm not doing that. I just don't think her heart is able in what she's looking for. Because she even said that she was just like, the person I'm supposed to be with, I can't remember what she said exactly, but she's like, I just don't feel like that's what my husband would do. My husband wouldn't do this. I'm used to this.
You don't have no husband. You don't know what your husband would do, respectfully. Like,
she said something about, she's like, a man would do something. He's like, oh, so I'm not a man now? Like,
yeah, she's trying to, how do you expect Jeremiah to want to be with you? You keep belittling, like, continuously. Let me tell you, it really takes one or two things. And if you keep constantly saying it, like, a man gonna be all the way off of you. Believe me, I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you keep correcting them so much, or like, even like, all right, you ain't messing with me, I ain't messing with you either, and then be surprised that they off you. And I think that's the situation they got going on here.
Ty said Huda should have went and scooped up Jalen. Jalen wasn't thinking about her at all. I forgot Palaver had a question. I didn't see this. Is it possible there's a pregame alliance, Ace and Shells? So we were reading about this before, and I don't think so. There are like things swarming around TikTok and Twitter about how they knew each other. Somebody even said they was married or dating, got a kid possibly. We don't really know. We did know, Treese mentioned, I believe last week, that they did know branded to each other once upon a time, but who knows? We'll find out. If they scamming, you know what? I don't think I care. I don't think I care.
I ain't taking this show no type of serious. But I will. Let me put it out there. I do think production need to get Huda. They better pay for her therapy. Actually, the whole cast, but y'all should because it's gonna be. She gonna come home to a storm herself.
Yes.
When she get home, but
Because
anyways,
that's a lot of that too. Because it was like America. What are you doing that America see that I don't know about? Are you going around saying different things about me? And so he's like, so America hate me? She's like, what? She pretty much, I know they don't hate me, so it got to be something you doing. So pretty much, she was blaming him for what America did, putting them together. It's just too much going on.
child, it is.
Yes, Lan, we saw that.
I ain't see it. Send it to me.
But apparently,
you talking about the Valentine's Day thing?
Yeah, you seen the video?
I seen it.
So it was him telling his followers to wish Shelly a happy or asking to be his Valentine. But hold on, and it was like he was saying Shelly, he was like telling the people that he was online with, tell Shelly that I want to be her Valentine, or asking her would she be my Valentine. However, there was a screenshot underneath that it was somebody asking Ace to ask their person, and her name just happened to be Shelly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. But the one little bit of bail I will give Huda. She said that she was pissed. So her and Jeremiah did have a little conversation. Of course, that's when she stormed off. That Jeremiah told her that like maybe they need to take a step back and be friends, and maybe they moved too fast. And that's when we found out they was hooking up in the first week. But we all saw that. We saw the movement under the covers. We saw what was going on, baby. We've seen it before. Okay, so we know where to spot it. So we already knew they was doing whatever, right? And I was with her, like, baby, you been all in my guts, and you were supposed to be besties. No.
Well, hold on. Let me give Jeremiah a little bit.
We go together now.
I don't necessarily think he was saying like we gonna be besties, but I think in terms emotional wise, like he was basically saying like, hey, we jumped the gun. We jumped the gun. We need to build a stronger foundation because clearly what we built was quicksand. We need to go back and rebuild this foundation, which I think is possible. Saying like we're gonna be friends, I don't think that was anything wrong with him saying that, but it wasn't necessarily the right thing to say because she was like, friends, we can't be friends. That's not what he's saying. He's saying build the foundation over again on something stronger than sex.
He really only said that because y'all are on a show together. Like everybody know a code word for look, how about we just be friends means I'm off you or whatever. And so of course Huda does take things more literal. Friends, we can't be friends and da da da. I was well on that. Like, fam, I'm not about to be your friend. Like, either we go together or you can roll down the mountain of Fiji. Like, it's only two options.
And you can be friends. You don't have to be friends. You can be a couple and still relearn each other and like start with a stronger foundation. That's all I think. That's what he was trying to say. That's all I think. Because even after this man was still trying to give her. He still went trying to go give her breakfast and all that stuff like that.
He did actually. And I was like, oh, he brought her breakfast. I was like, oh, myself about that. So I was like, okay. But before we get to the end of the episode, we did see speaking of Ace and Shelly that we just mentioned, they did have a cute little conversation, and it seems like their connection was getting a little bit stronger. A lot of people don't want Ace and Shelly together. I'm gonna be very real. I don't really care. Like they seem like they enjoying each other. They having a good time. They ain't got to get married next week. But a lot of people did point out like Shelly is 27 and Ace is 22. So I'm gonna be very real. Unless Ace is very emotionally mature, which I don't know if I want to give him that title just of yet. Because right now would be a no. I don't really see them having, a long relationship, but Shelly is feeling him, so who knows?
And Ace is saying the right things, and shows like this is almost like, is this truly where your heart is, or are you just coming up with something to bag the girl, get the money, win the game type deal?
Right.
But he pretty much opens up to her, hey, Miss Brown Sugar, that how he's being vulnerable is not something he's used to. So that's why if he felt like he had walls up, it's because he did. But he's starting to let those down with Shelly because he wants to explore that. He wants to feel more committed. I'm like, do you now?
Yeah, okay, that's kind of cute. I ain't gonna lie, when Shelly and Ace be chatting, I'd be like this.
tuned in, right?
I'm not gonna even lie, like they really do have chemistry, and it's cute. I ain't gonna even lie, it's cute.
Because you see it light up, like you can feel it. You know, we talk about chemistry, and we can feel it. It feels right. It feels right between them. And so I loved it. Loved that conversation. It put pressure on Austin because he was over here like, there they go again. But I'm like, in the meantime, I'm like, sir, you're doing nothing. You over here doing leg lifts on the machine, and you're not putting forth anything for Shelly to pick up. Right. So I'm just still struggling with what you're wanting from her, or why you're not pursuing her at all. And going back to the Huda conversation with Jeremiah, when she got, this is the beginning of the end. So besides the whole friend situation, beside her blowing up on that, he was just like, yeah, I'm not sure if something about liking her. Oh, he said, I don't have to like you, or I don't have to. He said something about not having to like something, and she, you don't want to like, you don't care about liking me no more. You don't care about me no more. And that's not what he said. And that was just the beginning of the absolute end for them. I think that was the final straw, because she got up, left. Things seemed like they were going great, and then it just went completely left with them. And then that's when it kind of started moving towards the nighttime, right? And we seen Austin with Amaya again. They upstairs.
Kikiing. A little loud up there. Shelly said,
everybody started looking up. They was like, what's?
I ain't gonna lie, though. I thought I was in the villa, because I said, I'm looking at the TV. Oh, okay. Yeah, being cute up there.
Yeah.
I was offended myself. I said, not you cheating on my girl Shelly. I've been wanting him off Shelly since day one. And I'm just like, I felt offended. Said, not you cheating.
It's exactly what it felt. Ooh, Ace is definitely a menace. I'll give y'all that. He is a menace.
He is.
What did you say, Miss Brown Sugar? Hey, hold on, put it up here. Oh. I'm in the same, but get this woman out of the villa. Her and everyone says long-term mental health. Yeah, it's only gonna get worse. Sure. We're gonna talk about that when we get to end. Amaya did put in work.
Huh?
Amaya put in work.
She did. I ain't mad at her, because I was ready.
She saw her name on the wall. She saw the writing on the wall. Like, hold on.
Let me give me a name. So, anyways, we get to finally the little teed episode, which I thought was really cute. It's always cool when they, change up some things, and they had these cute little doors, right? And they had the women stand behind the doors, and they had the men walk up to the doors, and if your door was unlocked, then you are a couple. But if you open that door and it's access denied, then you are single, because you are not a match.
Not a match.
So I thought this was really cute. Yeah. So first up was Nick and Sierra. Their doors open right on up.
Oh, wait, did we talk about how it was real quick? When they all came down, everybody looking good. One, Taylor, once again, did not tell Alandra how good she looked, by the way. Two, why did Jeremiah pull out a chair for Iris to sit down, and Huda starts crying and walks off in tears because
I ain't even pay attention to that child.
That's why she walked off, because he pulled out a chair for Iris to sit down in.
Oh, I was watching the NBA finals same time this happened, so that's probably why I missed that part. But of course, look back at Huda's crying. We
anyways, go ahead.
Jeremiah's stressing that girl out. So, anyways, Pepe is next, and Pepe chooses Hannah. The door unlocks. Austin is next, and a little shocker. Oh,
he got it,
and it's Amaya. So everybody's just like, ooh,
switching it up.
They cut to Shelly. She's like, dang, I wish I had knew. Like, what was going on? Let me tell you how the editing works, though. You know what I think? I don't think that comment was for that. I think that in the very beginning of the episode, or I can't remember if it was this episode or the one before that, when Austin and Amaya was up there giggling, not this last time, but the time before that, and they put Shelly up there, she was kind of like, okay, whatever. I think that was, they paired it with that, and then they inserted it there. But you know how
absolutely.
That's what I think that response to was. And I only say that because when they put the camera on Shelly was sitting there like this. Like, he ain't touching my door. Like, she already knew. So, and I do think a conversation was had with Shelly and Austin. I don't know if he said, but I feel like a conversation was had, but whatever.
It was funny though, because it's like, because she was like, since when y'all got a connection? When y'all start getting close? You should have told me this. And in my head, I'm like, now, Shelly, let's be for real now. We all know, especially when we figure out the choice that she made. But it's like they wanted you to think that she might have chose Austin and she was gonna feel some type of way. And I was like, there's no way she chose Austin. There's no way she was gonna have him open the door. But
when she didn't react, when they put the camera on her, she was just like, I was just like, oh, she chose Ace.
Yeah. But
that's literally right when like her reaction. I said, oh, okay, we good.
But we seasoned when it comes to these reactions, right? And looking at this camera and the edit. Because I think a casual person who was not used to all this stuff, they were like, oh my God, she's probably upset at herself because she chose Austin and Austin didn't choose her. So she's gonna be single and vulnerable. And Ace is gonna try to open her door and it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
All that.
For a quick second, I was like, man, gonna make my girl single. I was like, no. And I was like, wait a minute. She didn't react to that Austin door open. So I was like, okay. So, anyways, after that, Ace is next. Yes, like Ty said, he
because he act like he was gonna go to Iris. I was like, if he go to Iris' door, I'm going.
I said, I know you lying, but he shimmied right on up to Shelly's door, and everybody was like, yeah, everybody was cheering. That's like,
everybody cheered.
And I was like, because the Villa is tired of them playing. Y'all been playing since day one, so it's about time, Ace. Yeah. So finally, because we know he when he picked them out, everybody was kind of like, huh? What? So, which I think production had a hand in too, but
right.
But anyway, so they together and it was cute. Next up is Jalen. Jalen walked up to that door and got access denied quickly. Not gonna even sugarcoat over it. He said,
that was coming.
Jalen, step to the back. Cool. Whatever. The first one, Alondra was like, oh. Like, I know she felt like, damn, embarrassed him.
She did feel bad because he's such a good dude. But
it was nice. But you have to go home, brother. Then next up was Taylor, and he went to Alondria's door and it opened. Cute. Ah, yay. And last up was Jeremiah. Is Jeremiah gonna open up Iris's door? Or is he gonna open up Huda? Child, he went right on up to Iris, and everybody was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was just like, he just gonna fall back. So that's what made me think. So when he made her that breakfast, I said, what?
Right.
So when he went to the door, I said, oh Lord, it's just gonna be a never ending cycle. He gonna open up that door. But Jeremiah, he stepped back and said, but watch this. I said, oh, this just got more interesting.
Yeah.
He went and opened up Iris' door and Huda.
But before then, she was like, well, I'm leaving my door for him. And if he comes through, maybe he does really care about me. Maybe we can make this work if he walked through my door. This is him showing me, this is his time to finally show me that he's about me. He's been saying it, but he hasn't shown me. So maybe if he comes through my door, I'll know for sure that he's about me. And I was like, oh my God, if we went through all this for him to choose her again.
Yeah, I was about to say, man.
But he didn't. He chose Iris.
He didn't. He chose Iris.
And they cheered.
They did.
They cheered.
The boys were like, yeah.
That girl is sliding down the wall, crying her eyes out, and they are cheering.
Mm-hmm. And then Ariana tells Huda open up a door. She said, hey, did you have your door unlocked for Jeremiah? She says, I did. And then that's when Huda says, he said he ain't attracted to this girl. She what do you say? She's the safe option. Yeah. Baby, Iris.
So disrespectful.
Stand up. Iris, stand up. I would have said, excuse my language.
Jeremiah on my arm, no Jeremiah on your arm.
I would have said, listen, I'd rather be the bitch that's standing in this door than the bitch that's standing up there single. How about that? Huh? Iris. She been playing on Iris tip from the beginning. Iris scared too. I mean,
brother on my arm.
All that hollering, and the bombshells was sitting up there at the top. And he's like, we'll go down. She said, no, I don't want to go down. Iris is scared.
Iris is scared. Somebody said we need to protect Iris because Huda gonna poison.
Listen, that girl is she be having Irish shaking in her boots. She really do.
Yeah,
But she did all that fuss and all that complaining, whatever. And so then you can tell the last bit, Eric, if you want to go into.
Yeah, so Ariana was like, so we have two people who are single and vulnerable, Jalen and Huda, and it is up to your fellow Islanders to vote on who they want to keep. And the only ones that voted to keep Jalen were Nick, Austin, and who was the last person?
Austin, Jeremiah, and
Jeremiah.
Nick.
There we go. Yeah, Jeremiah was the last person.
Somebody else did too.
It was just
and Pepe. Pepe.
Oh, Pepe.
Yeah,
Pepe.
Yeah, I saw it at the end. I said, oh, I forgot he was on the show.
I be forgetting he there. I literally forget. He don't talk. He don't talk.
The only time they give him is if he's smooching Hannah.
He does not talk. He has no story. None. Ace. Okay, so yes, everybody else chose to keep Huda, and I know a lot of people were shocked because Ace, after all he done said, he stood by to keep Huda, and she tried to reach out. He was like, "Heck nah," slapped her little hand away, pretty much. Like, girl, don't I ain't shaking your hand.
Maybe this ain't for you.
I'm doing this to protect Taylor, pretty much. Like,
that's my theory. That's exactly what it is. He could care less. A lot of people are like, he's just trying to show some solidarity and just go with Shelly since this girl. No, I don't think that was not for Shelly at all. That was Ace is very much a boy's boy, and he like, ain't no way I'm keeping this distraction in her for my man. I would do the same. You're not about to be playing on my girl's tip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that's 100% why.
And then a lot of people were confused about Iris. Like, Iris, why are you keeping your number one op in the house?
Because Iris is scared. She's
here. Besides being scared, she's like, clearly Jalen ain't staying. So why would I go try to vote him out?
And also, all the girls are over there. And if I'm like, even if I don't mess with her or we beefing, I'm not about to be singled out on a reality show and not be the one woman standing over there. She went over there for optics. Like, oh, okay, we all going over her.
Right. Exactly.
I ain't mad at it.
And a lot of this too, because everybody's like, oh, the sisterhood, and a lot of people are talking about. There was a whole article written. I just saw it before we got on here about how the sisterhood that they have is fake. It's immature, it's not real, and it's toxic, and it's problematic for the show because y'all saying that but it's a clique, and it's only for optics because y'all trying to do what they did last season, or you trying to mimic this sisterhood that they had, and it's not real, it's not genuine. And the way y'all talk about, because these girls, they do be talking about Huda behind her back. They be like, oh my God, I can't believe she did this, she said this, but then y'all be in her face. Then y'all saving her again. And so if this was a real genuine sisterhood, y'all would be calling her out to her face and let her know where she's wrong at. And they're not doing this. Y'all are enabling her and then allowing her to go out and make an even bigger fool of herself. And then y'all laughing at her behind her back. But then y'all go and save her as if y'all are really with her, and y'all aren't.
Listen, speaking of, I don't know if y'all saw a clip for tomorrow's episode, but on tomorrow's episode, Hurricane Huda did something again, and the girls was like, listen,
we ain't saving her again.
We done saved you twice. We not doing it a third time. Huda, you better watch it, girl. You better watch it. They tell me she done mess with the wrong woman.
That was Sierra talking. Y'all know Sierra don't get no screen. Her and Nick, they so basic and boring. Is Sierra mad? Do you know you did something? Is Sierra saying something?
So we're gonna see what that tea is, but I think we're gonna get another interesting episode. But we shall see.
So yeah, it's
go ahead.
It's just so much going on. Like, it's just these dynamics is just not making sense. Some of these people, like, we got these couples, like I said, I mentioned Nick and Sierra, like, they seem like they good, but it's also too, like, we don't really see enough of their connection to know if it's real or not. Or y'all just playing it safe too, because y'all were saying that Jeremiah and Huda were just locked in on each other. Okay, but Nick and Sierra, y'all been locked on each other this whole time,
right?
And so has Taylor and Olandria being locked in this whole time for the most part. And so I don't know what's going to come up with it. I don't know.
Unless she always around the right cast member. She ain't with Nick. It proves that she good people. Yeah, I think Sierra is cool. I don't really have a problem with her, but I do agree, like, they boring. But I don't know what it is. I like Nick. Nick is he seemed like good people. And I think he's cute, but he got that stuff on his lips, so we're gonna leave him alone.
I can't stand
Medic.
But I am interested to see now that Austin and Amaya are real couples now. So I'm interested to see how their connection blossoms.
They're gonna be doing the most. But I think they're gonna be doing the most off camera. Like, we're gonna see little here and there, but
yeah,
fade into the background.
We're gonna see. With the new bombshells, you know, they supposed to be bringing in some new bombshells. We're gonna see if they shake it up, because yes, I agree. The bombshells we had were a dud. They were duds for sure. And the only reason.
Go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Allegedly, the bombshell that's coming on, I don't even know if he coming, but I hope he coming because he is fine. And I won't need him when Hood walk by and him be like, "Nah, fam, I'm cool." I'm sorry. You gonna have to get to the background, girl. I'm here for. I don't know who I want him with. I kind of want to. I want him with Alondria. Two chocolate people together. Oh, come on, make these beautiful chocolate babies. So I don't know if y'all ain't seen it yet. Y'all go on.
That's gonna be a real one. So do they normally send? So they send two boys and a girl this time. Do they switch it up and do two girls and a guy?
They always switch it up. It's never really like we know if it's gonna be all boys, all girls. It's always been different from what I've seen. Which I've only watched 3 seasons, and 3 seasons it's never like, okay, we're gonna send all boys, all girls, two boys. It just depends. But I do hope they do another mix up. Like, I don't want just 2 guys or 2 girls. Like, send at least something for both sides of the house to have a little, you know.
Whatever y'all do, don't send no more scapegoats.
Not scapegoats.
Because
she can send baddies, okay? Bombshells, when you call somebody a bombshell, that means I'm with my man and I go like this. Oh, shit. You know what? When you walk by, walk by, stay at home. Stay at home.
But yeah, no more scapegoats. I have to make fun of it. I'm sorry, because
I need a head turner.
She keeps saying scapegoat is sending me, because we all know it's just scapegoat. But for her to keep saying scapegoat is a mess. So no more scapegoats. We need true bombshells. Because like if you think a bombshell, like Olandra would be a bombshell, right? Like if she wasn't in there originally, that's a bombshell. That's what we need. Oh, Natalie said Sean is her husband. That's the boy you talking about, the one that may be coming on. She said that's her husband.
Yes, that is his name. Girl, your husband is fine. He look good. So
that's all I care about, Palavan. Alandria and Shelly.
They are, ain't it? So I don't know. We shall see. Well, y'all talking about the rumor next bombshell. I don't want to get my hopes up until he's there. Yes, Miss Brown Sugar. I wish I could find a picture of him. I had a picture of him, but I forgot where I put it. I wish I could find a picture of him, but
yeah.
Let me see. Love Island bombshell.
You gonna put it on the screen?
If I can find them
in time. But yeah, that was episode, for the most part, that was episodes 10 through 14. I'm sure there was a lot of stuff in there that we could have mentioned.
We just give y'all the good parts.
The goods, because I know some people they be recording for hours and hours.
No, we're not doing that.
Play by play.
My baby's the bed. In the words of Huda, I'm a mother.
Listen,
I am a mother.
I'm gonna start using it. I'm a father now, so
listen. We gotta put the kids to bed, okay?
We gotta make sure the kids is ready for school in the morning. Well, school is out, but they got practice. They got other stuff to do.
A mamacita, exactly. I'm a mamacita.
Erky, I can't stand either, y'all.
Who was it? Hold on, Miss Brown Sugar said, "Well, y'all talking about the don't get my husband." Oh, not that part. Which one did I push? The comments under his pictures say he ain't worth a damn, so it should be messy at the minimum. Oh, come on, bring the mess. Bring the mess. I'm gonna be very real. I hope none of these people find love, because nobody in this villa right now seems like they are relationship ready. I'm gonna just be real.
Too many
Like,
everybody
just
talking about
have
they slow
fun, enjoy
burning.
your little vacation, get a little fling, and enjoy it.
Folks talking about they slow burning. This ain't a telenovela. This is
Who ate
Love
some
Island.
traders? Yeah, for real.
Oh, happy Juneteenth. Is it already? Well, might as well be. Yes. Happy
Oh, well,
Juneteenth.
almost. Well, for us, it might be a different time zone. Happy
Hey.
Juneteenth, y'all.
But
I
yeah,
ain't going
did
to
you
work.
find the picture? Did you find it?
No, I can't find it.
Oh dang.
But I'm gonna retweet it on if you follow us at what's our Twitter?
Hey, who all there?
Hey, who out there? I'm gonna post a picture of his fine self, so y'all can go on there and look at that in a couple minutes. I'll post it when I get a chance. But
Somebody else said that yes, because she work out. Huda would be great for the challenge. Yeah, because she work out.
Oh yeah, she would.
She would be good for it.
But I'm be real. I don't think Huda should be on TV ever again. Live
your
life.
Said, I don't care about no love. I'm here for the Byyyeee Island and somebody winning their money. Yeah. Honestly, Byyyeee Island is the best thing. Like the way they setting up these votes, the way they got these alliances, the way they are rolling this game. I am enjoying it. For this to be my first season, I came at the right time. Treese told me I came to the right season at the right time. Me and you, Ty, since I know this is your first season too. So keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Yep.
Well, thoroughly impressed.
Until then, thank y'all once again for joining us. We had a lovely time. If you haven't, follow us. Where are you supposed to follow us at, Eric?
Hey, who all gonna be their podcast on YouTube?
That's what we and on Instagram.
And on Instagram and Twitter at Hey Who All There.
Bam.
Make sure you turn on those notifications after you subscribe and follow, so you always know when we got an episode coming out. But Wednesdays will be our days. I know Mary was getting on to us about having a specific day. We have a
Mary, we got a schedule. Dang.
We put it together just for you. So Wednesdays, 9:30-ish. That's an asterisk, but 9:30 usually on Wednesdays is when we will be here to talk about Love Island.
Yes, and if you haven't, turn on those notification bells once again, of course. And if we are still here and alive and kicking, we'll be back Wednesday.
And if you're listening and not just watching, make sure you give us 5 stars on wherever you get your podcast and leave a review. We would appreciate it greatly. And tell all your friends and family that watch the show to watch us.
Yes, and also pay attention to our Twitter. We're gonna do a little pre-BB content coming up soon, so we do have a surprise for you guys. So if you haven't followed us, follow us there. We got a little poll coming, and we're gonna do a little pre-BB podcast for you guys. So if you're into that, if you're not into it, still watch, participate, all that. But otherwise, you guys have a lovely night, and thank you for joining us.
We out.
Bye.